Okay, good morning, Panthers. And today we're doing Origo 8.5, and we're working on division again. And what we're working on, again, is flexibly splitting up the numbers. So really that we can start doing this division almost mentally without paper pencil. But if I look at, we're going to say we have this number 246, and we're dividing it by 3. Well, I can see here if I were to basically divide it up by place value and have 200 plus 40 plus 6, that these two numbers I can see are not divisible by 3, meaning I couldn't divide them evenly. But if I put them together and I go, oh, if I had 240 and 6, I can see that both of these numbers would be divisible by 3. And I would be thinking of what could I, and if also, first of all, if it seems like 240, I can't think that, I'm not sure, but I know that 3 times 80 equals, excuse me, let me go back. So 3 times 8 equals 24. So therefore, 3 times 80 would be 240. And I know that 3 times 2 equals 6. So I know that 6 divided by 3 equals 2. So let me, 3 times 2 equals 6. So what I'm going to do is I am going to circle these two numbers here. So again, what I'm saying is that if 3 times 80 is 240, then 240 divided by 3 equals 80. And if I'm saying 3 times 2 equals 6, then 6 divided by 3 equals 2. And then I'll add these two numbers together, 82. What that means is that 246 divided by 3 equals 82, because 82 times 3 would equal 246. So we have this reciprocal. Okay, let's go on to another side. I've got 455. And again, let's say we're going to be dividing this into 2 parts. Okay, so the first thing is, if I look at this, I might go, well, maybe I'll do it this way, where I'll go 450 and 5. Now, what's interesting about this number is that it can be divided in a bunch of ways, and if I have time, I'll try to show it to you. So the first thing I'm thinking of is like, 450, that's a pretty big number. So let me do what I know. Well, I know that 5 times 9 equals 45. I therefore know that 5 times 90 equals 450. Okay, and then I know that 5 times 1 equals 5. So what I will do is I'm going to just circle these. I'll add them together and I would get 91. Now, when I was first looking at this problem, on the slide, it gave me 2 places to split out, but I was also thinking I could try splitting this into three numbers, in case that's what you were thinking. So we might go, okay, I'm going to split 455 into 450 and 5. And some of you might go, well, Ms. B, I'm going to do it in 455. And we could get to an answer both ways. And let's do it. Okay. So first of all, how could I divide 400 by 5? Well, I'm going to look at this and go, 40. I know I can figure out 40. And 5 times 8 equals 40. So therefore, 5 times 80 equals 400. And I'm pretty sure I can do 50. I know that 5 times 10 equals 50. And I know that 5 times 1 equals 5. And if I add all of these numbers up, I get 91, which is the same as this. Well, let's do it with 455 just to show that we can be so flexible. We already know that 400 divided by 5 equals 80, so I don't need to do that again. I'll just put it down here. Now 55, I know that 5 times 11 equals 55. So 80 plus 11 equals 91. So what's nice about this problem is no matter how we thought about splitting it up, we could get to an answer, and we can get to it flexibly. Okay, let's look at this next one. All right, so the first thing when I looked at this is 519. Oh my goodness, how am I going to split this up? I don't, and we're going to be dividing this by 3. So 519 divided by 3. Well, first of all, I know that 3, if I did it by place value, 510 and 9, that's not going to get me where I need to, because 500 and also 10 are not divisible by 3. So I've got to think a little bit more flexibly. So then I thought about, how could I divide up this 500 and really 10 into 2 parts, into 2 different numbers that could both be divisible by 3. Because if we see here, the slide wants us to divide it up into 3. So I thought, oh, wait, I could do it this way. I could do 300 plus 210 and 9. And then I'm thinking, okay, I think I can do this. So I know, for instance, that 3 times 10 equals 30. So that means 3 times 100 equals 300. And I know that 3 times 7 equals 21. So therefore, 3 times 70 equals 210. And I know that 3 times 3 equals 9. So I'm going to circle the parts then that I'm going to be pulling over. I'm going to circle 100. I'm going to circle 70. And I'm going to circle 3. And if we add these together, we've got 173. Well, that's a terrible 3, which means that 519 divided by 3 equals 173. And again, how we did this is by flexibly splitting apart the number. So let's look at our Origo journal, and I will tell you what your homework is. Okay, let me move my picture out of the way. So I'm having Chris do this. Okay, Chris, you bought 4 concert tickets, and the total of those 4 tickets were $296. How much did 1 ticket cost? And how can you break apart 296 in a flexible way to make the division easier? So one thing I saw before is that kids have been multiplying. So what I mean by this is they saw the number 4 and they multiplied this times 296. But that's not what this problem is asking us to do. Again, we are dividing, okay? So I'm asking you to divide 296 by 4. And I'm wanting you to think about this. How can you do this flexibly? So in your journal entry today, I'd like you to think about how you can basically think about how you can break apart 296 so that each part is divisible by 4. Okay, good luck with that. And I look forward to seeing your work. Okay, bye kids.